Let's talk about DAOs. Let's talk about Syndicate Protocol. They are this thing that makes it easy to spin up DAOs, and they're launching this Web3 investment clubs feature that's actually kind of interesting. So you, me, us, whoever, the chat, we could all put our Ethereum wallets into this site and spin up a DAO just like as easy as pie. It's pretty crazy and also kind of muddling of all these terms. So there's a lot to talk about here. You know, are these just companies? Is just like incorporating online investment clubs in a way that's distinct and also protected by existing regulations, or is this indeed the DAOs going mainstream and potentially seeing more creative use cases going forward thanks to platforms like this and others? All right, I'm going to throw this to Will. When you see like an investment club platform spinning up with ease, what are your initial thoughts?
First thing off the top, not related to your question, Syndicate DAO has one of the coolest Twitters out there, so definitely give them a follow. Everything's like super cryptic and like in beeps and bops. It doesn't really make sense, but somehow if you like decode it, it means something interesting, and they always do like right before they do little press launches. So that's a little
I'm gonna go follow
plug
them
there
now.
for Syndicate DAO. Yeah, definitely go follow them. To your question though, this is pretty interesting. I think that this is the market that makes sense to me, and you're getting an opinion from somebody who totally missed all of NFTs, didn't understand it at all. So it's probably a bad opinion. But this does make sense to me, the idea that you can put people in a group, you can have crypto money kind of facilitating within the group, everyone's in a group chat, and then there's some sort of like resolution around who is who in the chat, and like being able to keep, I guess I can't come up with a word off the top of my head right now, but you know people's identity and you know who you're interacting with, and you can work with each other from across borders. I can be in a group chat with someone from India, from the United States, from Canada, from Venezuela, from China, and we can all make an investment thesis together in a group chat and have some sort of cryptographic proofs around it to make sure that no one's stealing money, that we're all aligned on what investments we're going to make. It just makes sense, and it's very cool that there's something like that happening. I mean, take it from the other side of the landscape, right? I wouldn't be able to invest with someone from here in Austin, Texas, and someone from India because of the distance and the paperwork involved. But if you break those down by having like communication and encryption and then internet money, then you can start doing some pretty powerful things from the investment landscape. Jen, I think I saw your hand up, so I'll toss it down to you.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I agree with you. I think this is really cool and the next step for making DAOs more accessible. But Zach, I still am having a hard time. Like, doesn't this take the decentralization away from the decentralized autonomous organization?
It may indeed. I mean, I think the decentralized autonomous organization, well, actually, no. That's my second least favorite word in DAO. I think autonomous is my most least favorite word in DAO, because it really is just like people doing stuff collectively, right? And I think stuff like this really sort of, again, like muddies the picture of what a DAO is and what a DAO isn't. And I think, like, I don't know, that's like an open question to me, right? We're trying to shoehorn these entities into like existing compliance frameworks. You know, they're like, hey, we consulted with a law firm and we tried to make like legal templates depending on your jurisdiction, because, you know, if you're a DAO, you don't want to get like sued and stuff like that. So they're trying to sort of like cram this concept that historically had been purely online and purely in the realm of blockchain into existing real world frameworks. And it's not exactly a one-to-one fit. So I don't know, it's kind of interesting to see. But I'm going to toss this to Naomi because I saw her hand up.
Yeah, I don't think it necessarily takes away the decentralized aspect of this. So the way a lot of these platforms work, and I haven't looked into the specifics of Syndicate in particular, is they will provide the code base, but that doesn't mean that they're hosting this on their servers. So you would take something that's like pre-written code, you'd plug and play whatever you want. They're not controlling any of those aspects. They're literally just providing a template for you. Like this is something like I did a Flipstarter campaign on for Bitcoin Cash, like a fundraiser, and you had the Flipstarter people provide this template, but I'm there, you know, spinning up my own server, hosting this thing, plugging in all the details that I want, which makes it completely in my control and no one else has access to it. But they just made it super easy to launch something like that. So you didn't need some centralized hub. It sort of replaces these centralized hubs that control the money and control everything going in. And puts it all back in your hands, which is pretty cool. Like my biggest concern about this, like we're talking about like how easy it is to just be in a group of people and enter into like a financial contract with them. Just slow down, guys. You don't necessarily want to be entering into a financial contract with everyone you meet. You don't really just want to be diving into that. So like there is an opportunity cost with every investment that you make. So you should still be being very careful about where you decide to put your money, thoroughly vetting the people and the project you're putting your money into. That being said, I do really like the idea of being able to take away these barriers to entry. Currently, there are huge barriers to entry for all of this, as Will, you dived into. It's much better if you have something that's secured cryptographically than secured by a bunch of complex jargon from lawyers that you need more lawyers to kind of pass through, and all these clauses and complexity, and there's so much money associated with that, with paying these people. If we can create these templates and say, hey, this is plug and play and it's all secured with mathematics rather than all these people you have to hire, that's pretty interesting to me. So it means that the people who do want to enter into these contracts with others, it's just going to be a lot simpler to do so. So I think that's pretty cool. But Zach, I'll throw it back to you for your thoughts.
Yeah, my final thoughts here, just there's an interesting quote about how this is sort of like, before broadcasting went to YouTube, it sort of like created like the emergence of YouTube and sort of more easily created video content created all sorts of different forms and all sorts of different crazy stuff. The idea that this could be similar to that as it relates to investment clubs is potentially really interesting. I mean, I think, this is still going to be a niche product. Not everyone knows how to wield a MetaMask wallet and make this work, but it's going to be interesting to see what experiments spin up when platforms like this become as easy as pie.